Hi, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kimberly with Beauty by Sound, and I wanted to show you how I take taupes into evening. So going out tonight for dinner with another couple, and of course, what color am I wearing? But black and black. So definitely wanting to look sexy, feel glamorous, but not too over the top. And I'm loving playing with taupes, sort of creating this monochromatic, warmer tone feeling. Holidays are over. I want to get away from the blues and the grays and the silver. So feeling a little bit more like cozy, and wanted to show you what I do. So I have a little bit of serum on and nothing else. And wanted to show you what I do to create this look. We're going for dinner just with another couple, so I want it to last, not look too overdone. I live in the town of Maplewood where the women are amazing, and I find not everybody wears a ton of makeup. I love makeup, so I'm gonna definitely go glam, but not so over the top glam as if I was going into the city. I am applying Vanilla Longwear Cream Shadow Stick all over my whole eyelid. This is an awesome color because you can see it takes away any discoloration. It creates a primed neutral eyelid. I'm starting with my eyes first because, like so often, I'm feeling a little tired. Just because I'm going out tonight doesn't mean I slept in this morning. Being a mom, everybody's up. I was actually up this thing this morning. So I wanted to make sure like my eyes feel, brighter. And you can see just by applying this Truffle Longwear Cream Shadow Stick to that inner half of my eye, adds automatic illumination. It looks super pretty, and it's a little bit brighter. You can see the darkness under my eye, so I don't want to bring a lot of darkness back into my eye look. So, and these Longwear Cream Shadow Sticks are super easy. My husband just made dinner for my son. He's watching the football game. Jackson's watching a movie. We're waiting for the babysitter to come. And the dog is probably waiting for some leftover dinner. So I've so far done my eye makeup without any brushes. That's another great thing about these Longwear Cream Shadow Sticks. So I can take them from train to my home where I'm not bouncing on the road and use these Longwear Cream Shadow Sticks. If you haven't tried them, definitely grab a few in your favorite color. They are super creamy, but then they dry down and you can blend them with your finger and they stay in place. So they have like a 12-hour wear. Look how pretty. This is a color called Taupe, which I'm obsessed with. And I've just blended that into the outside half of my crease. So from that outer corner to the middle of my eye, but I'm not taking that darker color into the inner half of my eye. And then I'm gonna take some of the taupe and go along my bottom lash line. And because it's a soft medium color, I don't have to worry about it being an exact line. It's more of creating like that haze or wash of color under my eyes. And that way I'm creating definition, but I haven't added a lot of that darker, grayer tones. But because I don't have, as you can see, when you're super blonde, you don't have a lot of lashes. And even a lot of women with richer, darker skin tones don't have a ton of lash. So for everybody, that's my point, use eyeliner. And because I'm going out, yes, I'm gonna go for a black liner. I'm using the Bobbi Brown Ink Gel Liner. And first I'm going to rim my lash line. I'm going up underneath just to create that definition in the waterline. And I'm using the ultra fine eyeliner brush, and that right away gives my eye some definition. And then I look at myself straight in the mirror and make sure that the liner is coming out all the way to that outer corner. then I'm gonna go back with whatever product's left, and I'm trying to apply the eyeliner right at the root of the lash. I'm not trying to even draw a line. So you can see I'm doing like soft little feathery strokes. And then that way I've gotten right into the root of where the lashes are, and I haven't even drawn a line. Because I'm into sort of this more soft, hazy look for my eyes, I am going to now smudge it out a little bit with a smoky eyeliner brush. And the smoky eyeliner brush is a great brush to have. I've used it in a lot of the videos. It looks like this. It is a soft little natural fibered tip brush, and it's quite tight, but you can still blend color with it. So I'm using a color called Burnt Sugar, and I am going to take Burnt Sugar, which is a sort of a shimmery, warm bronze tone, and go along the top half of the eyeliner to diffuse the darkness of the eyeliner and diffuse the sort of, I don't want that ornate drawn on line. And I've just created that soft smokiness. And then I'm just gonna take whatever's left right into that outer corner. And again, I haven't gone back in with the brush with the shadow. And I'm just taking it to that outer half of the eye. See that? Because again, I don't want to bring a lot of darkness into that inner corner of my eye. And I'm making sure here that it's right at that outside V. And when you do that outside, you want to make sure that the V is parallel to the outer corner of the eye. So I don't want my point of my eye to be up, because then that's going to cut your eye short. What we want to do with eye makeup is elongate and pull out the eye. So that's why doing your eye makeup with your eye open is so important, because that way I'm just emphasizing the natural eye shape. Always have a clean brush on hand, and I am just making sure that it is blended. So the cream shadow hasn't 100% dried yet, which is kind of nice because I'm now just taking the brush and blending it. There, do you see? So there's the difference, one versus the other. And if you can't quite see the difference yet, you'll really see it once I get the mascara on. So again, here I am. I am taking the eyeliner, going right underneath the lash line into the waterline. You see that? And going right underneath. You have to make sure you tilt your head back so you're almost like you're looking up your nose into your little mirror, and go right at to the root of the lash, and then come back, whatever product's left. Again, don't try and draw a line, just go along and color in where your lashes would be. So don't take that pressure off of trying to do a perfect line. You can see here, even I've got a couple of smudges, and I've learned over the years not to panic about it. So finish, the task at hand. It's like that task completion. And fill in at the root of the lashes. There we go. There. Ooh, okay, that's called a smudge, which is fine. And that's where, excuse me, boop, back. Need to keep Q-tips maybe up on the counter. Anyways, I'm just taking a handy dandy Q-tip and wiping away the black smudges. And that's what's so great about that cream shadow base. It just all blends right in. So now I've got the Burnt Sugar, which is this bronzy shimmer, and I'm going along the top half of the eyeliner and smudging it, creating that diffused color along my eye, and going back and forth, and then bringing the color out to that outer corner. And I'm gonna take that Burnt Sugar, and I'm literally, you know, I'm doing that V shape, but at the outer corner of my eye. And then bringing it up a little bit. Can you see that? Right up into the crease. And the V into the crease. And now I'm seeing some hairs that I missed to tweeze my eyebrows. So I apologize in advance. I'll make sure they're out before I take my final shot. And then I'm using that blank brush to blend the colors so that I know that the color's diffused along my brow bone and my crease. There. So you're thinking, oh my gosh, she still looks kind of tired. So funny. Sometimes when I start my makeup, I think, okay, no, really, this is gonna look great. Don't stop, keep going. So let's get some mascara on. I am going to do eye-opening mascara. And the biggest tip I could teach you about mascara is get the color right to the root of the lash and pull the color up the lashes. So again, making sure I'm pushing the color right to the root of the lash and then pushing the color up the lashes to the tip. So much about your mascara application is about what gets right to the root of the lashes and then finishing it off and making sure that your lashes are separated or it's like that feathery full lash. There you go, up, up, up. And there we've got lashes. So we've already just spent 10 minutes talking away, aka me talking to you, and me doing my eyes. So really the rest of the makeup happens quite quickly. And I find that I still do spend the most time on my eye makeup, even when it seems the most simple. I always start there first because I find eye makeup can take, you know, a little bit of time and I want it to look right. So I've now taken some vitamin-enriched face base, and where I have my lifelines, my smile lines, I am applying this over top of my serum and gently buffing it into those smile lines. Sort of, I've got this orange peeled texture skin on my temples. So I'm priming my skin. And now I'm gonna take Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to quickly buff this formula all over my skin. And it's interesting when I apply this and I'm looking in the mirror, you know, into the camera here, my skin on my face is definitely pinker than the skin on my neck. So when I apply the beige foundation in the Skin Longwear Weightless formula, I can see that the little bit of the golden tone to it literally just wiped away the pink in my skin. And I have to make sure though that my neck, because if I matched my neck with my foundation color, I would look super pale, which I don't want. I want to make sure, and the paler tone foundation would not then help cut out any pink on my skin. So this way I've cut out the pink, I have a little bit of color on my face, and then it's so easy to apply some bronzer onto my neck. Because when I look at my face and my forearm, in fact, those are the same shade. So just make sure that if you are somebody who you're like, no, I want to match my foundation to my neck, just make sure that when you pull back, your face either doesn't look too white or it doesn't look too pinky white, because your foundation may not have neutralized your skin tone enough for that surface pink if you have that in your skin. Always make sure you're going right up my nose. Good thing that vitamin-rich face base smells so delish. And I always take that foundation through my face, or through my eyebrows, through my eyebrows. So you're starting to see that eye shape. I always take whatever's left of the foundation onto my under eye. So while I let the foundation set, I then tackle my eyebrows. And I'm obsessed with these little brow kits by Bobbi Brown. They are great because they have 2 tones in them. So I use the cooler tone to create the shape of my brow. And really helping to, you know, color in the brow, but because it is a powder, and remember I've got a little bit of foundation there on the eyebrow, so I find it very easily sticks and holds. And I love powder because it really does look natural and not drawn in. So here I am, I've created the shape, and then I'm always making sure that the head of my brow is squared off. And this color that I'm using is actually a color called gray. So here you can see along the eye shape, along the bottom half of my eyebrow, I created a line because I really want to make sure that my head of my brow, which is from the starting point to the arch, is long enough. And that is making sure that the arch doesn't start too soon. And then I can finish out the tail. I'm really into a strong brow, if you couldn't tell. And if this is too strong for you, you know, again, just try a lighter colored shadow. But this technique is literally, it's goof proof. And if you are more nervous with brows, try a lighter shade, because the lighter the shade, the less you'll see, and it will seem a little softer and a little bit more subtle. But I'm also going out in the evening, so I love a strong brow. I made my hair a little bit blonder, and I just love, one of my beauty idols is Gwen Stefani, and I just think she's amazing. And she creates that super insane blonde hair with the dark brow, and it just looks so hot. So I am now just perfecting the shape of my brow with a concealer brush. Because one of the tips too is that sometimes, you know, if you can't fix a makeup, then erase it. And that's where having a foundation stick or a concealer on hand is great, because that'll help you perfect your shape. Always go back, even if you've done your brows with a pencil, and use a little spoolie to brush the hair, the color through the hairs. And then that way your hair and the color that you've drawn onto your skin, it just all blends and looks that much better and a little bit more natural. So I've got, you know, fully defined brows, but they're not too ornate, drawn in. And I'm just perfecting that edge there. See how I've made sure too that they've come out long enough so that, see here, it all matches at the end of the tail. So my skin, my nose is always itchy, so I apologize. I feel like I'm always itching my nose in front of everybody. So what we're gonna do now is I'm going to go back to my skin, and I'm going to go in and color correct my under eye. So I am using a color corrector called Light Peach Bisque, and it is a peachy pink corrector that helps to neutralize, no, seriously, my nose is so itchy, I'm so sorry, helps to neutralize the darkness under my eye, and it's like a primer. It helps literally take away the darkness. I'm getting right into that inner corner and pulling it out past the end of my eye and bringing it down into a T, like a reverse, not a T, but a triangle. See that? You can see the difference. And so let's do that to the other side. I always let the concealer sit. Don't be super anxious to, you know, go in and blend it and get all up close into the fine lines of a mirror. Want to, you know, let it absorb. The corrector concealer formula I'm using is by Bobbi Brown, and it's their original formula. So it's creamier, and I find when I just let it sit, it actually almost blends or melts into the skin itself. And I bring it out past the end of my eye. Whew, look at that. You can see now how clear and bright that skin is. And now what I'm gonna do is I am going to itch my nose a little bit more, good grief. And now I'm gonna tap and buff the foundation, the concealer into my under eye. And I am just gonna use my fingers. You can use like a beauty blender to buff it in or press it in. You could use a brush, but my skin is feeling really dehydrated, so I need the warmth of my fingers to help press it in. And again, a tip, I always take whatever's concealer I've used under my eye, and I have put a little bit into that inner corner and then onto the bridge of my nose. There we go, nice and bright. My brows are done, my eyes are done, and now we want to set. Whew, look at that. Concealer is definitely one of my, if I was stranded on a deserted island, I would have to go with some concealer. So I am now using these amazing illuminating finishing powders, and because my skin is closer to 50 than 40, I'm not a huge fan of using an overly matte powder. These Nude illuminating powders, if you can see, there's like a shimmery one, there's a matte one, and they all have a brightening ingredient in them. So I find that they absorb oil, but they don't go super matte. My skin still looks like hydrated, glowing skin, just not greasy. So I really love to use this powder around my eyebrows, definitely center of my face, chin, and the bulb of my nose. I have a little bulb there because I don't want too much shine on the bulb of my nose. And I've used a really dense brush, and now I'm just gonna go with a looser brush and gently dust it onto my forehead, my cheeks, and then onto my neck. Underneath on the gobble gobble. They're pretty. So what we want to do now is get that color into my skin. And I'm all about that lit from within je ne sais quoi glow. So I use Pink Glow highlighting powder from Bobbi Brown. This is a phenomenal product. It works on every single skin tone. There's a bronze one too. So if you're really rich skin tone, try that. But this Pink Glow really does look so pretty. And you maybe not be able to see it so much here. It's that subtle, you know, when you're out for the evening or there's candlelight, there's that subtle flash of color, and it just, ooh, what's that? I just throw a little bit on the bridge of my nose, and I just always throw everything on my neck because I just want my gobble gobble to go away. And I'm going for the best color. And I've just been using the sheer powder brush. I am going to use Pale Pink, the best, on the apples of my cheek and blending it back towards the top of my ear very softly, because I tend to, when I have a cocktail or two, get very flushed, which I might be doing this evening. And then I'm gonna finish off my lip with that really pretty sort of subtle nude lip. I am always wanting to make my lips look big. So I find trying to make that full lip looks great with these art sticks. This is an art stick in a phenomenal color called Bear. And it literally is a huge crayon. And I've just filled in my, ooh, look, ooh, my whole lip, ooh, with that. And that's super pretty. It blends in, you know, it matches the blush color. And then I'm going to, ooh, add a little to the pout, a little gloss in a fabulous color called Bellini. And just right on the pout. It's a little red carpet trick. Whenever we're doing photo shoots, we always add a little, just to the pout and then press. And then you can just gently smooth it out, but you want the ultimate hit of shimmer right at the pout of the lip. So here we are. I've got a nice sultry eye, and I have a glow to my skin. My brows are nice and bold. And then I always pull back, look in the mirror, and think, what else could I do to make it a little bit extra special? And I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is add just a little bit of a sparkle shadow. Look at that, just to add, I don't know if you can see in this lighting, but it's just a little bit of a sparkle. So if you have a little bit of a shimmer or a sparkle and your eye, like you're still feeling dull, it's a great little final step to add. And again, I love adding it just to that inner half of the eye versus the outer half of my eye, because I'm always trying to brighten up that inner corner and elongate the shape of my eye. So I think this might be the final going out, sort of taupey sparkle evening look. Hope you learned some tips. Huge hugs. Thank you for watching.